Hello everyone, happy full moon in Libra, 28th of March 2021. We are at the end of the month almost. So the first quarter of the year is pretty much almost gone. So let's get into the astrology and the horoscope reading. Things are a little bit busy here, but hopefully next time I'll be on camera. But I hope you guys enjoy the hard work in putting up these images. I think they're really beautiful for the video. There's a meaning behind it. Of course, you see the home in the picture. The full moon in Libra is in the fourth house of Cancer, and the fourth house has to do with home, family. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Home, family, roots, parents, father, so everything to do with the home. Cancerians are very protective about their home and their family and loving, so those issues will definitely come up and free flowing right now. So some of these things I will mention again, but this is the astrology of it, and we have Libra, right? The air sign, where Cancer is the water sign. And Libra, the air sign, is all about balance, right? Scaling it out, balance of everything. And Libra is in the fourth house, and Libra is concerned with issues of the home, right? And making sure that whatever needs to get done for the home is put back into place, is put back into balance. So what does this mean for us? We all have a Cancer spot in our chart. See what that is, if it matches up with this particular full moon. We have also Libra in our charts, and see what that looks like. What house is Libra in your birth chart? What house is Cancer in? In your birth chart, and see if it matches up with this particular one. If it doesn't, that's okay. If it does, then you can tap into the power of the full moon, right? A little bit more powerful for you, and see how the astrology story matches up with your life. And also it will, it will trickle a little bit, sprinkle into your life and into other people's life even stronger, right? So we'll see issues for ourselves with home. Some of us might be moving right now, relocating. Some of us might be helping someone relocate. Someone might have issues, home issues, may pop up, which might get balanced out. Some of it may not. We might notice this on a larger scale because of the 10th house, okay? I have my notes here, but I'm just vibing because the 10th house, we have a lot of activities there. So let's look into that, okay? Let's get it started. Full moon in Libra happening in my part of the world, Sunday, March 28th, 2021, 8 degrees, 18 minutes, okay? So this is a great time for us to have some kind of numerology around 8. Let's check into the numerology of 8, okay? 8 is like an infinity number, right? It represents infinity. It gives us courage. It represents the energy of being competitive, independent, workaholic, ambitious, right? Materialistic. I vibe with 8 meaning infinity and a cycle. So if you're in a negative cycle or a continuous learning cycle, I feel intuitively you can flip that in this full moon and say, okay, what cycle do I want to empower in my life and continue? The full moon shows completion of what we've been through, right? So at the full moon, we can take in that power and say, you know what? I'm done with this cycle that is just repeating and it's no good for me. And the most powerful way to do this is not in anger, but more in recognition and healing and moving forward, because Libra has that balance for us. 11:48 a.m. on Sunday is the high peak of the moon. So that will be, I believe, 2:48 in Eastern time. Okay, so now we're looking at this whole astrology of the moon. Now, even though Cancer home is the 4th house, we're going to move the chart. Let me move the chart over, okay? So we have at the bottom of the chart Libra, full moon, 8 degrees, okay? If you look at this red line and go all the way up, you see the 10th house. Cancer is opposite Capricorn. Capricorn is known for being the center stage, the career, our outer appearance. There is a huge conflict with our 4th house, private home matters, and the 10th house, which is our public life, okay? So that's going to be a big thing that we will see in this full moon. So the power of this full moon is going to be about correcting private matters that are now public. So that's going to be a big thing as well. The 4th house asks us to take a deeper look at issues in our home, family, self-care, the foundation, and our roots. So this is really deep stuff. So by the time the full moon comes up, we're seeing these issues in our home and also in the public arena. The 4th house, like I said, opposes the 10th house. So we really have to see and look at things as a learning experience if we're on the outside looking in. And if a lot of these memories bring up old wounds, we have to go about healing that. Right? So even though Cancer's 4th house is more private as it governs home and family issues, Capricorn 10th house is more public and on display. The need will be to take time to strengthen your home structure. The home is where private matters take place. Private time is needed to review and recharge self and healing our family issues. Use this time to create or reinforce meaning and nurturing the environment of our home. The moon is at home in the 4th house. The moon is our emotions, right? So it is the planet that governs the water sign of Cancer. Cancer is the sign of home and feelings. So a lot of times our feelings, people may not, especially if someone doesn't like you, they're not going to want to consider your feelings. So this even goes further, even deeper. Right? So there's always a deeper layer of work that needs to be done. Now, this energy can make our emotions stronger to protect our home. And with the fiery Aries in the opposite direction, which is in the 10th house, we'll feel extra protective. We have Chiron and Venus. We have Chiron, Venus, and the sun, which the sun is opposite the moon, in the 10th house, and Aries is at the 10th house. Aries has been having Chiron for a while now, okay? So there's a lot of healing issues, and there's outside help that is needed, and the energy of Aries does not usually like to ask for help. So we're seeing this, okay? So let's look at this again. We have Chiron and Venus, okay, in Aries along with Venus. So Chiron and Venus can encourage us to find a circle, a flowing circle of healing and love. The Libra energy, Libra is an air sign and it's ruled by the planet Venus, and Venus is opposite right now Libra in Aries. So this energy is still very powerful. It's opposite, it's opposing it, right? If you will. So this Libra is seeking more balance, more harmony in all areas of our life. So we can really tap into that. See, what do I need to clear up? What do I need to be working on? Now, both signs, Libra and Cancer, their energy can be directed toward what we need to be fixed in the house. That's the They're both loving signs, right? Because Libra is ruled by Venus. But Cancer is definitely known for their compassion and their willingness to help. Okay? Now, if you're not receiving those energies, right, it's going to be placed on display, especially your Venus, if you're not taking care of yourself. Your Chiron is going to show where you can't heal yourself, right? The Chiron is showing people that cannot heal themselves. They need outside help. And the Sun is the self, right? And the self cannot, it's like it's not happening. So you'll see where someone will need help. Now, I don't want to get to astrology in here. I was going to mention some other stuff, but I'm going to flip it. So we consider what's happening in the 10th house, where Aries is, where we have the Sun, Chiron, Venus in Aries. Now, let's go a little bit back to the 4th house, okay? So this is really good for Libras and Aries to listen to. So the 4th house is really Libra's reading, and for all of us. The 4th house, Libra in the 4th house, okay, is very passionate right now about their feelings. And their main focus is to bring harmony, balance, and peace back into the house. Now, this doesn't have to be something good, okay? It depends on who's controlling this. So you want this to really be healing. And that's going to be hard with Chiron in Aries, but it can happen, okay? Now let's look at the 10th house energy. The 4th house energy is great because you have the moon in Libra. This is our emotions, our feelings towards our home, and there's no other planet there, okay? But check out the 10th house. The 10th house energies, Aries in the 10th house is a great opportunity to build up your self-esteem, especially in response to other people's jealousy or negative verbal words towards you, right? The jealousy of your ambition and your hard work. So if you're experiencing low self-esteem, jealousy, verbal negativity, regarding your work and your ambition, you can tap into the 10th house with this Aries energy for that confidence that's there. With Chiron in the 10th house, it can bring about the energy of lack of ambition to achieve whatever it is that you're trying to succeed at in life. So you want to be mindful of your self-talk with this Chiron in the 10th house. So even though you have some good, you have a little bit of say bad there too, what we can work on. Now, Venus in Aries in the 10th house is powerful one for you to be creative in your entertainment. So you'll see people trying to be creative with their entertainment, but that Chiron energy will show that there's healing needs to be done. So make sure that you're actually doing the work and not for show. You can use this energy to infuse your success in work, creativity, and attraction. So again, Venus in Aries in the 10th house is a powerful energy for your creativity, especially in entertainment. You can use this energy to infuse your success in your work, creativity, and attraction. The MC is usually in the 10th house, okay? But if you look to your right, you'll see the MC is in the 9th house. The 9th house belonging to Sagittarius, but we seem to have Pisces there, okay? So, the MC in Pisces in the 9th house has Neptune and Mercury, okay? So I'll get to those reading when I do the personal horoscope. This is the worm moon, and in some areas this is considered the last full moon for winter, because right now, the moon, it gets its name from all the worms, as we know, that we're seeing right now at springtime, worm moon, and of course we know we are in the start of spring, okay? Someone is messaging me, sorry about that. So that is the reading right there. The main energy is really fixing home matters in the home, okay? Let's look at let's move to the bottom of the chart now to the left, and let's look at Virgo, okay? So we're going to start reading for all of the signs, okay? And Virgo has no planets. You have the IC. So a lot of the work that you're going to be doing, Virgo, is very private. And this is your time to really get things done and rise. And when you guys are ready to take off, it is just a beautiful, beautiful thing, okay? This is now time for you to think about how you're going to communicate when you're ready to talk, okay? That's what it is. And you're going to be using this Libra moon to really find balance and balance things out when you're ready to take action. So right now, you're more like a bat, or you are, like the hermit. You're just really enclosed and ready and readying yourself to move forward. Leo in the second house, no planets. And as always, with no planets, you can look over to your opposite sign and pull in on that energy for the full moon, okay? So let me look at this. All right. So Virgo's opposite sign is Pisces, and Leo's opposite sign, I believe, is Aquarius. So make sure you know your opposite signs, okay? So that I feel like I want to say all of these things, but I want to just keep it flowing. So now we're looking at Cancer, and Cancer has the ascendant right here, okay? So the ascendant is the energy that we can tap into, and being that the fourth house is Cancer's house, Cancer being in the ascendant, I would like to think this energy is going to be what we need to move towards, just like how we would read it in our birth chart. So we really need to move towards compassion. And when I look at the stories in the mainstream, it's really seeing a lot of lack of compassion because we might not like that person, or are projected not liking a person. But then if we internalize that whenever we speak our truth, or we say something, or whatever, it's just so much of lack of compassion. But I feel like there's more people that truly understand, right? So we have to really tap into our compassion. And it's amazing how astrology reflects, quote unquote, our reality, if you will, okay? Moving up, we have Gemini, okay? Gemini in the 12th house, okay? And Mars is there, and of course the North Node. So Geminis, you're really using that North Node energy. Whatever your North Node is in your chart, that's what you should be really implementing in your life right now, so that it can be better. It can be more positive for you, okay? And having Mars there, really fight for yourself in the 12th house and do some spiritual work regarding the 12th house, okay? 12th house is Pisces house. So you think of 12th house and Neptune's home. You think of 12th house and spirituality, the unseen. So really do some spiritual work and protect your energy with this Mars energy as well, okay? And the cool thing is, I've been studying the Egyptian astrology, and it's amazing when you look at a different astrology, some of the other planets will be your ruling planet, and you'll be studying only Western astrology, and you're like, whoa, I've always felt attracted to Mars, and that's the fighter energy that you need for yourself in this life. So don't always get stuck on one form of astrology. Look into the older ones, because the more information you have, it really explains the different pieces of you. All right, so I'm probably going to do a video on that. All right, so let's move up to Taurus, okay? Taurus has Uranus and it has Lilith, okay? I don't really like to read too much on Lilith, but yes, because the astrology on her is, I feel it, I understand it, but let's just look at Uranus, okay? So Uranus energy, think about what you're fighting for, right? What you're fighting against or rejecting, and see if it's really worth it. You know, really learn from your Uranus energy, because that one's also an 8. Okay, 8 degrees. You have the moon that's 8 degrees. You have across from the moon, you have the sun, Chiron, and Mercury at 8. And you also have Uranus at 8 as well. Okay, so that's going to be really powerful. Now, of course, and being in the 11th house, connect to that energy of the 11th house as well. Okay, now moving on to Aries again. We already know we have the sun, Chiron, and we have Venus. So tap into how you can heal yourself. Work on asking for help, talking to someone. Okay, Aries can really benefit from that. Okay, and really make sure that things are working out in the core level for those planets being in your sign, because when they shift, those planets are still going to be there even when you're in another house. So looking at that. Okay, now Pisces having Neptune and Mercury, your communication is going to be really important, and so is your spiritual connection to self. Being in the 9th house, this, and having the MC, you're having the full attention on you. So be mindful of the things that you say. Like if you're the type of person that you always talk, you always say things, but no one ever pays attention. But boom, for some reason around this time with the MC, people are going to notice what you're saying. And you're like, what? I've always said stuff and it's never a big deal, right? So when you're in the MC, you're in the spotlight. Okay, so anything that has to do with your Neptune, anything that has to do with Mercury is all about communication, because Mercury is the messenger, but the moon was also the old messenger. So you have this kind of big energy right here, even though your sign is not opposite Libra. Your sign is opposite Virgo. Virgo is your opposite. You're still in that line of fire, if you will. You know, you're still in that position, but you're in Sagittarius, house of travel, law, and so on. So what I intuitively feel for Pisces is to look at, well, let's say this first. Look at 9th house issues. Look at Mercury and Neptune. What's the relation to what you are experiencing? The MC is getting attention, so use that in a positive way. Okay, I just heard fireworks outside for some odd reason. Okay, and let's see. Yes, so the 9th house, I really feel like this will have to do with maybe some of you looking into legal stuff, like what can you revamp, travel, anything to do with travel for you guys, the way that you think, the philosophy. So just look into what the 9th house is and see what you are experiencing right now. Okay, Aquarius has Saturn and Jupiter, so this can be really good for you guys. In the 8th house, look at how you're making money, especially if you're working right now, if you're retiring. How do you make money from others? How do you receive money? Because whatever your talent is, whatever your work is, if you feel like, hey, my skills of receiving money needs to be worked on, then that's the 8th house, the power of the 8th house. Okay, so look into that. The Jupiter is 22 degrees, the Saturn is 11 degrees, so that 22 is a very high number. That energy of the planet is very strong, just like Neptune is 21. That's pretty strong as well, energy wise. Okay, looking at Capricorn. Capricorn has Pluto. You want to really, is 26 degrees, so that's pretty big. So you want in the 7th house. So you want to look at your relationship issues and how Pluto will affect that. Really looking at things spiritually, taking your time, being slow, looking at things, not rushing to conclusion is my first off the top of my head. But look into it and see what that means for you. You have the Fortune, Capricorn, so really you can get into some kind of money ritual work. You can look at how you receive money too, but also tap into your luck energy, you know, tap into manifesting, you know, luck and just believing that things flow naturally to you. Okay, and this is your money issues. You should discuss them privately. You're in the the descending. So you want to look at money issues maybe privately, not really sharing too much. Just be mindful of that. That would be really good. Sagittarius, you have the South Node, so really work on your South Node issues, on your karmic issues, working on your Saturn issues. Yes. Okay, where Gemini is in the northern, right? So they'll be working on their Jupiter issues, right, as well. And you want to, even though it's retrograde, so when the northern node and the south node or anything is retrograde, you want to really look at it and take your time and not rushing or jumping to conclusions, right? Scorpio, you have no planets there, okay? You're in the 5th house, so you can look over to Taurus with the Uranus and the Lilith energy there, okay? That can be very beneficial for you. What are the 5th house issues that you are going through? That's Leo's house, that's the sun's house. So maybe a lot of issues with the self or someone else, their personality, that self issue that can pop up for you guys. The 5th house issues, family, love, your personal relationship, any kind of love affairs that you might have, that could definitely impact the home. Whoever's in the 5th house, it's like love affairs, anything to do with love, family, and drama, something like that has to do with the home. That will be a strong impact there, okay? So the main issues is really looking at the home. Some of you might want to do some kind of cleaning or feng shui, or you're moving, you want to reorganize your home, okay? This is going to be a powerful practice for this Libra full moon. The full moon is a closure to things. It puts things in a big highlight. So making sure that we're working on the core issues that has to do with our home, our family, our private life, and that sets the stage for our personal healing. And the work that we do in the 4th house strongly affects our public image, okay? It affects how we're loved, how we're appreciated in the public eye. Is there real healing happening, or is it fake healing? And I felt that weeks ago. Anything that is public, if you're not handling it authentically, it's going to show. Okay, so that's the Chiron and that's the Venus. Now, the Sun is the self. Okay, the I am. So making sure that we're checking that I am ego, because it does relate over to Aries, and Aries is in the 10th house. Okay. And we have Mars in Gemini. Gemini rules communication, right? Where was Gemini again? I got to flip it back. Gemini is in the 12th house of spirituality. Okay, so let me tap into this because I'm vibing. This 12th house, okay, the 12th house is all about beginnings and endings. We can look at it as endings. It's healing. It's finding closure spiritually, okay? It has to do with the afterlife. So a lot of these houses can vibe off each other, even if it's not in, say, perfect alignment, right? We're dealing with a lot of limited beliefs. Sometimes based on our culture, our generation, we have limited beliefs, and that can affect us. Old age is the 12th house. I know that, but Gemini deals with communication, and that's big because where is Mercury? Mercury is in the MC. Mercury is in Pisces, and that's spiritual. So everything that's happening, it's really links up. It's showing the subconscious mind. It's showing what is hidden, because that's the 12th house where Gemini is, and Gemini is a talker. I know Gemini is like all into this communication. Okay, there was something else I was going to look up, is the big transits. Okay, I didn't write those down. Usually I'm really hard on myself if I don't write something down, but today I'm just like, it's all good. Let me see if I can find the biggest transitions right now. Okay, so not the interpretations, but I want to find the biggest aspects. Okay, so I know that we have the big aspects here. But I really enjoyed this reading. I hope that you guys did. Let me know I want to see the main aspects, of course, is the sun opposing the moon, right? The sun conjunct Venus is definitely big. Okay, this is really about our art and our creation, and being optimist about our feeling the need to be supported when it comes to our creativity and our art. So this is the need to be loved and to feel appreciated. A lot of times people want, with the sun conjunct Venus, the sun is in the 10th house of our career, right? Capricorn's house, and we have Venus also in the 10th house. So we want to be appreciated for our work, and sometimes people are just lurkers, they're just watching, you know, or they don't fully understand the work that goes into what you do and supporting that. So that's also something that will pop up. I'm looking for the big ones. The moon trine the Mars. So this is all about being constructive and being realistic and practical and finding harmony in solving your problems, especially problems at home. So this moon trine Mars at 6 degrees, 12 minutes is going to really reflect the home issues, right? Solving problems. Another bigger one, well, not bigger, but Mars squares, or Mercury squares Mars, 4 degrees, 35 minutes, okay? And this can make us impatient, okay, and arguing. And this does not do well with a good relationship with others. And it has a very strong personality that is great for leadership, but it's not great for listening to your partner and making a good listener and working things out. And if they want it solved, they want it quick, and they want it to, you know, be a quick fix, but it's really not. We have to focus more on truth instead of being arrogant. Okay, so I just want to share those two aspects with you guys. So I hope that you enjoy this reading. Please click like. That helps the video, the content that I'm making, and let me know. And if you'd like your own astrological reading before the moon comes up, I am booking for that. So if you need to know what you need to work on for the next full moon, I can definitely shoot you an email over on that. I haven't worked out the cost yet, but it'll be something affordable. So giving you guys the current reading. And if you like coaching, contact me so that I know what it is that you don't make the email long, just make it short. And I've been avoiding clients because people tend to just go on. But if you'd like a coaching session for astrology and what you need to work on that moon, whether it be receiving a meditation that you can do or some kind of spiritual cleansing, whatever, just let me know. Send a short email on the issue and we can schedule something online, and we can take it from there. So I hope everyone's enjoying this full moon, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Peace. Happy full moon in Libra.